welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Now, where do we start? Now, Luke is still defending himself, saying to Jay that it was taken out of context. But we all saw on national TV where you said to the entire group of guys, when referring to Jay about being a pushover and being able to go and get a girl's number if you're out and come back, that, you know, if you can get away with robbing a bank, everyone would basically do it. You'd all do it. And in that context, what else do you expect people to come to? What conclusion are you expecting people to come to? This is absolutely ridiculous behaviour. But no, you're standing on your square. You're saying that, you know, it was all taken out of context and it's just all Jordan and Erica's fault. Now, although Erica and Jordan are definite chatty patties of the show because they are definitely in everyone's business, I don't think it was their fault. It would be you because it came out of your mouth, buddy, nobody else's. And then you're saying that you feel like Jay is taking their side, but yet you did want someone who would stand up to you. So this is quite funny. You said that she's a pushover. She comes back vexed from what happened about hearing what you've been saying. She lets you know she's not happy. You're now upset and saying that she's taking their side. So now you want to go down to Jordan and Erica's room to cause mix-up, to go and kick off. So you're banging on their door like you're some feds and then start this whole shoving foolishness. It was a whole bag of foolishness. I'm sorry, but based on these articles, I thought it was going to be some proper scrapping going on. What was this? I was like, what kind of clownery is going on here? It is just basically clown behaviour. You are going down to go and have words telling somebody else that they're chatting shit about the words that come out of your mouth. Make it make sense, please. While going on to people, my inquisitive crew, let's talk about Married at First Sight and this penultimate commitment ceremony that took place once they came back from the retreat. Now, Luke, I mean, what was he thinking? Was he even thinking, like, what are you doing? The scrapping was just ridiculous. It's just a bunch of shoving. I don't know what was going on there. I couldn't really see properly. It just looked like a bunch of shoving. This is what it looked like to me. And yeah, it was just very much anticlimax because, you know, I just thought they made it sound like, you know, they get kicked off. It was a big brawl or whatever. It looked like a bit of shoving back and forth to me. I didn't see where Luke apparently hit him, which is what they said in the newspapers. I didn't see that. It just looked like a bunch of shoving back and forth, like in a playground. Like, you know, it's just ridiculous behaviour. But what's more ridiculous, like I said, is Luke, you know, just lying on the show, like particularly at the end when they came back on. So, I mean, you're going to come back on at the end and say that your stuff was taken out of context and you didn't even say that. You were saying that Jay wasn't a pushover. Why are you lying? We have seen you say it to Jay's face that you think she's a pushover. We see you say it to George. We've seen you say it to the boys. Roll the tapes. This is what the experts should have done. They should have rolled the tape because, you know, then he would have been banged to rights because that's not what happened. I'm glad that he did apologise for, you know, what he did. I do think Jordan could have been gracious enough to accept the apology. And, you know, obviously, if you've had what you've had growing up, that's fair enough. But this little thing, I feel like they could have taken the apology and just kind of moved on. Not saying that, you know, Luke should stay on the process because obviously he broke the rules. But the sad thing about it is that obviously, you know, he broke the rules. And as a result, it means that Jay also loses out. But they do have a bond. So hopefully they do keep to, you know, get to carry on their bond. But overall, very disappointing behaviour, particularly because I really liked Luke in the beginning. I always think that them two are quite a good match. So I just feel like he's let himself down basically with his behaviour. Now, Peggy and George, you know, at this point, I feel like Peggy is like emotionally abusing George at this point because you're just breaking down the man. The man he's literally crying on the sofa. I'm like, George, it's like you're a shell of yourself. You keep saying he needing to change. Maybe you just need to change your man. Find another man because you don't want this man. Like even Arthur said under his breath, you know, the video that she keeps going on about, he did it once. It's not like he does it all the time. That's what he's alluding to. So I just feel like Peggy is just she's a nuisance. Peggy's a nuisance at this point. Again, always talking about, you know, him not being liked. I mean, to say to him, you know, I've never been with anybody that nobody likes. It's just like, do you not think the man has feelings? Like, what are you doing? It's just ridiculous. I just find it really draining at this point, and I'm just over Peggy and her nonsense. But of course, you know, he chose to stay because he really likes her. She chose to leave, but now she's saying he's going to stay, but he's got to change. And once again, she keeps referring to the girls. I'd really like it if experts would tell her to just focus on her relationship and stop looking for outside validation, because it is just sickening at this point. So, and Peggy keep going on about she's having to defend him and not knowing who the real person is. It's like, what are you talking about? George is saying that he's showing you his real self. Like, is there something that we're not seeing? Because at this point, like I said in the beginning, I didn't really like this man. But it's gotten to the point where, you know, I just feel like we have to call out what the bullshit is. And I just feel like she's just on screen bullying this man, breaking him down to the point where he's in tears, making him feel like he's not good enough for her. And she has all the problems, and it's all about, you know, meeting her expectations. And I said that from the start. I kind of thought they would be a bit of a car crash, to be fair. But she is just taking it to beyond levels that are needed. I feel like she just needs to go at this point. I mean, she's just on the screen moaning every week about George, and not being liked and everybody not liking him. Erica and Jordan, I do feel like they put a little bit of waterworks towards the end. And I feel like they did want Luke out. I thought, like I said, they could have been a bit more gracious and accepted the apology, because he did seem like he was being sincere in his apology. Now, as for the rest of the couples, obviously everybody stayed. Nobody didn't, you know, opt to leave. Everyone's getting on very well. Roz and Thomas are going very strong. You know, they have gone like a proper like 360 for those two. So I'm very happy for them. They seem to be moving in the right direction, and they can see a future with each other. Who else do we have? Ella and JJ. Yeah, we know they're getting on quite well. She looks quite happy. But she is definitely insecure. So they have that, you know, area to work on. But, you know, they seem quite happy. It made me laugh, though. I could see Jordan and Erica giving them daggers while they were sitting up there, you know, smiling away. Sean and Mark, I think they're an interesting one. It looks like Sean is definitely struggling because he doesn't want to hurt Mark. Mark is saying he didn't really realise, so hopefully he'll pay a bit more attention, because we can tell that Mark is definitely all about himself. Adrian and Matt, I feel like Matt is more into Adrian than she is. So we will see what happens. You know, she wants to be more high energy and to have fun, but he seems like he's more chilled, a bit more reserved. He does say that, you know, it takes him a while to come out of his shell. So we'll see what happens there. Laura and Arthur. I thought it was good to see Laura actually open up and be a bit more vulnerable. I thought it was also good that the experts did pull her and say, do you realise that you're being condescending? Because I've been saying that. Everyone's been saying that. And even Arthur's still saying he doesn't see it. Well, Arthur, everybody else sees it. So if the experts telling you, take the advice. But yeah, they're both saying that they enjoy each other and they can both see it working on the outside. But anyway, my main points I wanted to talk about was really Luke and Jay and the apology with Jordan. What do you guys think? Do you think Jordan should have accepted the apology? Do you think that it was the right action for him to have been kicked off the show? I do feel really bad for Jay in this, because, you know, she's the one that's been affected. I mean, they both have, because they've had to lead the process. They were there from the beginning. It is a shame that it did end that way and that Luke couldn't control his own emotions on this, because he didn't need to go and kick off like that, really. And it didn't need to happen, all because of what you had to say. But sadly, Jay was a collateral damage in this process. So I will miss seeing them in the process, because I did think they were a nice couple. But Luke has definitely been red flagging for a little bit now, over the last couple of episodes or so. So yeah, this wasn't a good way out. But, you know, I do wish them well in their coupledom if they do stay together. And that's just, he just sorts out his bit of anger management, because at the end of the day, whatever you say out of your mouth, you are responsible for. If someone repeats what you said, then you can't be trying to go and beat them down because they repeated what you said. Like, maybe think about what you said in the first place, love, and zip it. Think before you talk. How about that? I do think it's going to be interesting to see how all the other couples kind of interact with Erica and Jordan now. Also, Peggy, sidebar, did she really just say that Luke was basically showing his love by going to knock on somebody's door and try and beat them up? Is she absolutely for real? What is wrong with that lady? What is wrong with that woman? Anyway, guys, what do you think of the show? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.